Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, December 21st, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. First up, it looks like there was some type of Google update over the weekend, last weekend, around December 15th, December 16th or so. Lots of chatter, lots of signs from the various tools. I asked Google, no response. So it is what it is, but just keep a heads up on that and you'll maybe see something going on with your website. Google made a big announcement this week around the mobile first indexing side. They basically said that over 50% of the search results they serve to users were indexed using mobile first indexing, which is a pretty big accomplishment. It doesn't mean that over 50% of the index, of the web index that Google has is mobile first indexed, but the 50% of the search results that they show and people see are through the mobile first indexing side. And then Google described multiple ways to actually see if you're in the mobile first indexing and so forth. One way is to use the URL inspection tool, and it will show you if it's Google Desktop, Googlebot Desktop, or Googlebot Mobile. Also, Google sends out notifications via Google Search Console if you were switched over to Google Mobile First Indexing. Speaking of that, Google said there are delays right now. I'm not sure how big delays, but there are delays right now in mobile first indexing notifications in Google Search Console. John Mueller said we're a bit behind with messaging on the mobile first indexing because we're switching to a new model that reduces the number of messages of owners of many sites get. Currently in test, should be catching up in the next weeks or so. Hope it goes well. So right now you might be in the mobile first indexing without a notice. John Mueller gave some really cool details around how to improve your website after the medic update. Google never confirmed it's named the medic update. Again, Google never said it was specific to medical sites, yada, yada, yada. We discussed this many, many times since August or so. But John Mueller basically said in this Reddit thread, a big Reddit thread, basically talking about it's probably not a technical issue if you were hit by that core update back then. He said specifically probably look at things like the panda post from Min Singal back in 2011. Look at the quality raters guidelines. Look at bigger picture stuff, not the technical SEOs of how many H1 tags you have, title tags, links, ratios, and stuff like that. Google added over the past few months a new piece of content to their link schemes guidelines. Google specifically said that the link schemes page has a new section called, and let me show it to you. It says a new line. I think it happened like sometime in September or so. That is a link scheme when you require a link as part of the terms of service contract or a similar arrangement without allowing a third-party content owner the choice of using no follow or other method of blocking page rank should they wish. So if you have widgets or you let people embed web pages or images or whatever you're doing, surveys, polls, and stuff like that, and you are requiring them based on your terms of service, contractually or whatever, to have a follow link, that's against Google's guidelines. Again, it was kind of one of those implicit things. Now it's really explicit. Google's HowTo schema is now in the raw web, in the wild. The Slack API developer docs has it. If you do a search for how to create Slack/command, you'll see that here's the snippet, and these are the how-tos when you expand to see them. It's pretty cool. Here's the actual source code, as you can see. So that's pretty cool there. Google said you can ignore negative SEO threats. Don't worry about them. Google has said this messaging multiple times. But Google's saying that again. Just ignore the negative SEO stuff. Don't let it get to you. Google's got your back. Google said we could detect tools that do automated link drops to try to penalize or hurt a website. So if you're worried about negative SEO and there's tools and some people are like but placing bad links to your website in an automated fashion, Google said do not worry about it. It has your back. It will ignore those things. Google's pretty good at ignoring these types of bad links. Google said also if a random tool could find bad links on your website, I'm pretty sure that Google could also find bad links to your website. And if Google's finding bad links to your website, Google will ignore those links and it won't count. It's not going to penalize you for that. It's just not going to count them. So he's basically saying that you don't really need a tool to find the bad links for you. You could just go ahead and trust Google will find those bad links and ignore them as well. Google said they can recognize website mentions without links. So if somebody says, hey, Search Engine Roundtable covered this, but didn't link to Search Engine Roundtable, Google will pick that up as a website mention, but he said it's not the same thing as a link. He said, I mean, we could pick up that as a mention on another website, but it's not a link. It doesn't pass any PageRank. So it's kind of not really the same thing as a link. And then he stopped talking about it. Lots of discussion about this for the past 10, 15 years. Are mentions that are not linked are valuable to Google in terms of some type of PageRank formula or some type of credibility or something. And there's been a lot of controversy over that in the last years, and that really doesn't help in any way clarify that. Google said linking to your media mentions, like, oh, we were mentioned on CNN, we were mentioned on Fox News, we were mentioned on TechCrunch, we were mentioned on Search Engine Roundtable, is fine. You don't have to worry about linking to sites like that. It's perfectly normal. You can follow them, you can no follow them, whatever you want to do. It is fine. Apologize. Google said sometimes you might want to submit a review for manual action specific to security issues, because the review, if you're unsure where the security issue is, you need more help, et cetera, Google might give you, when they review your site and you say, I don't know where to find the issue, they might go ahead and give you more tips. That's what John Mueller said. I'm not sure if it applies to other manual actions. There's a poll done on Twitter by Christine asking if people like the new Google Search Console or the old one, and 61% said they prefer the old one, 35% said they like the new one. I thought it would be way higher. I thought it would be like closer to like 80% versus 30, whatever. And this means to me that I think people don't really hate the new Google Search Console on a whole. In general, people don't like change, especially in our world, so that's pretty interesting. Google My Business product beta supposedly got a design refresh. It's a beta that launched a couple months ago, allowing you to insert products into your Google My Business listings, your local listings, and that got a design refresh on how to actually add those products. Google's testing expandable more people carousel. So here's some screenshots. It shows you the people carousel. When you click on it, it doesn't jump you anywhere. It just expands it to show you more details in which you can carousel through, which is pretty cool. Google is testing, again, a black URL / breadcrumb in the snippets. I think we've seen this before, but again, it's black URLs or black breadcrumbs in the snippets above the title. And Google's also playing around with this cool feature called Pronouns. You could do a search and say, Google, help me pronounce a specific feature, a specific search, a specific word, and Google will actually go ahead and say, here's how to phonetically translate it and even speak it. You click to speak, it will actually show you the person speaking it. You can do it in slow-mo, etc. It's a pretty cool feature. Neat, and so forth. It reminds me of the word coach feature that Google released in Google India to help people learn more vocabulary. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. Again, today is Friday, December 21st. Happy first day of winter or summer, depending on where you are. Also, have a happy holidays, and I'll see you guys next week. Everyone, have a great weekend. Goodbye.